Is the reign of ElevenLabs finally over? As of January 2026, a new challenger has claimed the throne. It's called Fish Audio, and its new S1 model just hit the #1 spot on TTS-Arena with an astounding 80.9% accuracy rating.
All right, let's get right into it. You know, every now and then a new tool pops up that doesn't just promise to be a little bit better, but to totally change the game for creators. Well, today we're looking at one of those crazy claims, a new AI voice tool called Fish Audio. And they're saying they can give you top-tier quality for just a fraction of what the industry leader ElevenLabs costs.
I mean, that's the kind of statement that makes you sit up and pay attention, right? Fish Audio isn't trying to be just another option on the market. Nope, they are making a direct play for the crown, trying to replace a tool that, let's be honest, a lot of us have come to depend on.
And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? A cheaper price is awesome, but when it comes to creative work, quality is everything. So in this explainer, we're going to dig into the source material and see if Fish Audio can actually back up all this talk. We'll look at the tech, the features, what the price really is, and who this thing is actually built for.
So you might be wondering, how can a brand new player make such a huge claim? Well, it all boils down to the engine they've built, their new S1 model. And this isn't just some small tweak, it's the entire reason Fish Audio is making such big waves.
And get this isn't just some marketing spin. This #1 ranking comes from TTS-Arena. It's a blind benchmark where regular people like you and me vote on which AI voice sounds the most human without knowing who made it. And in that test, Fish Audio's S1 model shot right to the top, beating out heavyweights like ElevenLabs and even OpenAI.
So how in the world did it get so good? It's all about scale. The S1 model was trained on a jaw-dropping 2 million hours of human speech. To put that in perspective, a lot of other models are trained on maybe a few 100,000. That massive amount of data lets the AI really understand all the tiny, subtle details of how we actually talk.
And the secret sauce, something they call a dual R architecture. So instead of just one AI trying to do everything at once, think of it like two specialists working together. One brain is obsessed with the rhythm and timing of the words, while the other one is managing the emotional tone of the whole sentence. When you put them together, you get a sound that's way less robotic.
Okay, so that's the cool tech. But how does that actually help creators like us? Well, there are two features that really jump out. It's ridiculously fast voice cloning and its super detailed emotion controls. This really all comes down to pure efficiency. With ElevenLabs, you usually need a good 1 to 5 minutes of clean audio to clone a voice. Fish Audio? It can create a totally usable clone from just 10 to 30 seconds of audio. That is a massive difference, especially if you're working with short clips or just want to prototype a bunch of voices really fast.
And the process itself? It's just so simple. You just upload that short clip, and the source material says even a recording from your phone in a quiet room works great. You give your voice a name, and that's it. In about a minute, you have a digital twin of that voice ready to say whatever you type.
Okay, but for a lot of people, this is the real game changer. Instead of just picking a general tone, you can actually direct the AI's performance line by line using these simple text tags. You need a character to whisper a secret, get super excited about something, or even laugh, you just type the tag right into your script. With over 50 of these, it's basically like having a voice actor that you can direct on the fly.
All right, top-notch quality and killer features are one thing, but the claim that's really making everyone's head turn is the price. The marketing screams 6 times cheaper, but let's take a look at what the real-world tests in our source material actually discovered.
So yeah, this is the big flashy claim, but you know how it is with marketing, the truth is usually a little more nuanced.
The analysis actually found that when you compare similar plans for regular users, Fish Audio is consistently between 45 and 70% cheaper than ElevenLabs. Now, that's not quite 6 times cheaper. That claim seems to come from some very specific API pricing. But let's be real here. A 70% discount for a tool that actually ranks higher in quality, that is still an incredible deal. So here's the value broken down really simply. For every $10 you spend, you just get way more high-quality audio from Fish Audio than you do from ElevenLabs. If you're any kind of creator on a budget, a YouTuber, a podcaster, a developer, that difference is going to add up really fast. So let's put them right next to each other. We've talked about the tech, the features, the price. Now let's see how they stack up in a direct, head-to-head comparison, all based on that source analysis.
Looking at this, you can see a pretty clear story. Fish Audio takes the lead in pure voice quality, the speed of its cloning, and that detailed emotion control. It even has an open source option, which is pretty cool.
But ElevenLabs is still the undisputed champ when it comes to language support and special features like its AI video dubbing studio. So it's not a total blowout, it's really about picking the right tool for your specific project.
So, what does this all mean for you? Well, based on everything we've just gone over, we can actually paint a pretty clear picture of who should be using which platform.
You should definitely be checking out Fish Audio if you absolutely need that #1 voice quality, but you're also watching your wallet. It's perfect for indie creators. I'm talking game developers who need a ton of character dialogue, or podcasters who want professional-sounding ad reads. And if you need that super specific emotional control, or you're trying to clone a voice from a tiny audio clip, it's the obvious winner. But on the other hand, you should probably stick with ElevenLabs if your main thing is video. Their AI dubbing tool is a feature Fish Audio just doesn't offer right now. Also, if you need content in a whole bunch of different languages, way more than the 13 Fish Audio supports, or if you're a big company that needs the security of a long-established track record, ElevenLabs is still the safer bet.
Look, at the end of the day, the best way to know for sure is to just try it out for yourself. Fish Audio has a free tier that gives you plenty of minutes to test out everything we've talked about. You can hear the S1 model, you can clone a voice, you can play with the emotion tags. In literally 10 minutes, you'll know if the quality is good enough for your standards.
And all this leaves us with a really interesting question to chew on. We're watching a technology that can rival professional voice actors become available to pretty much anyone with an internet connection. This isn't just about saving some money, this is about unlocking a whole new scale of creativity. What kind of new stories, games, and content are we going to see when the human voice is no longer a bottleneck? That's definitely something to think about.